Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty and I have a fuzzy on my hat. Okay, so I actually recorded this video mixed with something else. It just did not turn out. So anyway, we are doing a vlog today and it's gonna probably be a short one and not super exciting, but here we are anyway. Here is a little nudie booty. This morning we got our nails cut and our booty squeezed and we went park. Yeah. Did you have a good time at park? Yeah. Anyway, so we've been working most of the day and we just took a little break, did some YouTube videos. So I have some makeup on. So the next video you're going to see is me trying, it's either going to be lazy girl beauty hacks or trying new makeup. And I actually bought some new makeup. It's a freaking Christmas miracle. I thought I was actually going to have way more videos in the month of January, and I wanted to tell you guys how January went in case maybe you had a similar version. So I never get sick. Never say never, right? And I got that horrible flu. I didn't get tested for anything. I was out for a week, thought I felt better, got going for a couple of days because it's like you don't realize how much you get done, how much you do until you can't physically do anything. And I thought, oh, I rest a lot. No, I don't. Even if I'm not doing work, I'm doing freaking something around the house. So I was out. I got back on track for a couple days, then realized I still felt like crap, or it kind of came back around for a few more days. Then we had a snowstorm, and I'll put some pictures here. It was more like packed ice that looked like snow. And so we kind of had 3 days in the house. Thankfully, we didn't lose any power, which is great because a few years ago, our grid is just not made for this kind of weather. And thankfully, years ago, when everybody else lost power and electricity and gas and heat and all the things, we only, I think, lost power for a day, maybe even half a day. We lost water for a little bit, but like we were very, I'm sorry I have to use this word, but we were very blessed to not have a horrific time there. So we were hoping we were in a different house and it would be the same, and it was. And not really many people lost power anyway this time, but it was definitely, the month of January was like a forced restful state. And I talked to a lot of friends and family and acquaintances, and we all kind of felt the same way. And I think the idea that we have to get up and go on January 1 with all of our new goals and resolutions and ideas and excitement, like I feel that in the new year, but I don't feel like getting up and going right away. And I really felt that this year. And then between being sick and the weather, I didn't really have a choice. And so I decided to, whatever I wasn't motivated to do, other than things I had to do, like go to work, wash myself, things like that, like the basics, I let myself not do them. And I really didn't start a lot of my new habits. I mean, I started a little bit of them, but like I was okay that I wasn't consistent. And I think that's something to think about. Like if you're not feeling motivated January or even February, like it's okay to not start the thing yet, Like winter is a season of hibernation, of rest, of sinking in, of darkness, and not in a scary way, but like we're prepping for spring, guys. So it's okay to be resting. And so I really let myself melt into that, if that makes sense. And so I didn't do a lot of creative things unless it was something that I had to do, honestly. I also had my first colonoscopy, you're welcome, scheduled. And so I turned 45 in May. And once you're 45, it's preventative and usually your insurance covers it. Well, mine became diagnostic. I've had issues in the past few years. I have IBS and I've had some extra things happen. And so my doctor was like, let's go ahead and just get it done now. And so I had one scheduled for January, which happened to be during the ice storm. So I followed the 3-4 day prep. The night before, I went ahead and took my first drink, to clean you out. And like an hour after I took my first drink, So because of the timing, I took one at 5, and then I was going to take one the next morning at like 6 a.m. So I took my 5 o'clock one. About 6 o'clock, I got a call from the doctor saying that they have canceled my appointment because it was on the third day of everything being kind of shut down. And even though it was fine that day, she was like, did you already take your drink? I'm like, girl, yes, I did. So in the end, I ended up getting cleaned out anyway. And I was like, well, maybe the insurance will cover, maybe I'll just wait till May, because if my next appointment, like my rescheduled appointment was not for a month, end of February. And what's 3 more months, even if it's diagnostic? And they were like, yeah, once your doctor has put in the diagnostic code, there's no way around that. So I went ahead and just kept it for February. So I have that coming up. And I'm honestly excited because I've had some blood work done. I'm like most definitely in perimenopause. And I have some other markers that are showing like a couple different things that kind of point towards maybe something going on intestinally. So I do need to figure out what's going on. So I am excited to get that done and to figure those things out. I've done 3 videos for the month. So those will be coming out. Like I said, Lazy Girl Beauty Hacks, we're back on it. I did have some one-on-ones for work, and I have a big goal this year. So if you are someone who prays or, want to think good thoughts for me or whatever that is, please do so. Because real estate wise, I have a lot to accomplish this year, and I know I can do it. So I'm going to try and stay positive there. And then, my mommy-in-law and I looked in, there's this new store. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you. So there's this new store. Well, we have one in South Austin, and they just brought one into North Austin / Round Rock. And it's like an antique mall where there's all these different booths, but they're not necessarily antique. They could be handmade things. They could be imported things. It could be vintage things. And so Charlene looked into how much a booth would be, and you are allowed to split it with someone, and it would end up being like $60 a month to have a small little booth of our things. And so I'm very excited about that. We're going to go next week and get all the details. And so I'm really excited because that's been one of my goals for the year, is to be brave in some things related to my vintage decor reselling business. So lots happening. Those are the updates. And now I want to show you around some things that I want to do to the home, things that I have done. Maybe you guys can help me with some of these things. Like I said, it's going to be kind of a short vlog, but I'm excited to show you what we have going on and what I need help with. All right, so this is the first little thing. So this is the animal area. We used to have the cat food here, but dogs eat cat food because the kitty food is way more fatty. And so the kitties eat on our dresser, and I'll show you that because that's another area that I want to possibly redo. Anyway, so this is Noodles Bowl. This is all of their water. This is a little fountain that we have that kind of recycles the water, and it's nice and fresh. And there's a filter in there that we change. So over Christmas, I had a dog toy that was a wreath that he loved, but I hung it up here and I thought, how cute is that? I should make a little gallery wall for my babies. So I took that down, and he loves it. It's one of his favorite toys. And I put up this little faux greenery around a little thing that I already had, a little wire wreath. Added some little Hobby Lobby Valentines. They're kind of like vase filler things. I just glued those on, and they'll be able to pop off really easily. So they've got a little Valentine's wreath, so we'll change that wreath out seasonally. They have a little mirror, and then they have some art. So this art they can't really see, and they can see blues and yellows with lots of contrast. So this is not like my favorite color combo in my home, like when it comes to decor, but I want my babies to be able to see it. So the first thing is, I think I do need to add a little bit of orange to that yellow sun. Sorry, it keeps going in and out of focus. Just so that I can see it from far away, because from far away, all you can really see is the blue moon. So I think I want to accent that. And then I ordered some blue ribbon like this that we're going to hang them up with. So that's going to change today. So we'll switch that out. This is a piece of art. This is a local artist. I'll put her down below as well, so you can check her stuff out. But we had a lender come to our monthly meeting, and his wife is the local artist. So she brought us some stickers and a little piece of art. So I hung that up. And then the last thing I want to do, and this is where I kind of need your help, is should I hang something here that is like, I want to hang something that's oblong shaped. It doesn't have to be a rectangle. It could be something curvy or an oval or something. But I want to fill one more piece here. And I don't know if that should just be like a seasonal little sign, if that should be like a textured wall piece that's not like a traditional piece of art like this, but more of like, you know, like those old vintage pieces of fruit that you would hang on the wall, something like that. Something quirky and weird. What do you think should go here? So I'm either going to make it a sign, which I hate signs in the house, but I thought it would be cute here. Or should I just wait for the right thing to pop up that has some like sculptural elements? So we'll change this out for spring. I'm going to change those ribbons out today when those come in from Amazon, but that's the update here. All right, the second update is I like to keep these creamy curtains for fall and winter, because when we decorate for fall and winter stuff, it's very colorful, right? So I like this to kind of be the background. And then when spring and summer come, I like to put my mint curtains back up. But now I'm thinking, should I do a different color and switch it up? So I'm thinking about, I don't know if we're ever going to switch this. We finally took the blankets off of our new couch. Well, for the most part anyway. We're keeping this one just in case. But we were worried that the cats were going to mess it up. So anyway, so we have this neutral thing. This is I have two different rugs, one for fall, winter, like the curtains, and then one for spring, summer, like the curtains. This doesn't change, this wallpaper, though we might change it in the future. This is a solid piece that stays. So knowing that we have like a deep, dark teal-y and an olive mix, like teal mint olive mix, greenies. But I also like a pink or a corally pink accent. So should I do a corally colored curtain, a chartreusey yellowy greeny curtain, or stick with the mint? So that I have to figure out. And then the other rug that we're going to bring back in here is not my favorite, but we will bring it back in just because I can't afford anything else right now. But when I can, I will change that out. It was just not what I wanted. It was the checkered one, but you won't see that. I love this one. This is washable. It was like $100 on Amazon. Super good find. Love it. Do you need to go outside? Nimi. Let me open the door. This girl's spoiled. Go on. Okay, so we did do some Valentine's decor, and so I thought I would show you the little bits of that. And I think I already showed you guys the updated curtains in the bedroom. They're like a velvet teal, and that's why I got the idea to change these out. I like that they're like linen-like. These are incredible curtains, by the way. I'll link these down below as well from Amazon. They're linen cotton blend, I think, or linen polyester blend, but they hang like linen and look like linen and feel like linen. I like the linen-y feel in here because I like it light and airy. However, I love the look of the velvet. I just don't know if it'd be heavy in here, like a heavy velvety coral or chartreuse. And I'll try to put pictures here of what I found. I just don't know if it'd be too much. But let me show you some Valentine decor as well as those velvet curtains again so you get the idea. Okay, these are those velvet curtains. I need to re-pinch because I'm pinching two curtains together and my hands are very weak. So I didn't do a very good job of putting them together. But I love how beautifully like weighty these are, and they're incredible at keeping the light out, especially with both together. I love it so much. I also switched out this corner here and I love it. I'm going to create a little memory box for my mom's things because I've not really had a place for those. So I'm excited about that. That'll be a project coming up. This I need a new size of, and I'm keeping it out just to remember that I need to buy a new size. But that's the curtains. And then let's look at the Valentine's decor. So I keep this love pillow out year round. I got it last year for Valentine's and I just keep it out. I did not realize that this from last year that I bought from Target was a real air plant. I'm so dumb. I thought it was fake. Sometimes air plants just don't look real, so that's my bad, but super cute. Maybe we could replant an air plant in there. But these two stay year round. But I did do a little setup here. I need to change the batteries in this. But I had like a fall winter floral thing here, and I just made something lighter, more romantic. Like I said, I have these little fairy lights. I also have little fairy lights in the tree because we put a Christmas tree this year, or this past year, in this corner, a little mini real one, and it was incredible. I loved having the sparkly lights. So this is where, like I said, that the cats eat. It's kind of annoying to be on the dresser. I know it's kind of gross, but this is just the best way we have right now. And I'll show you that in a little bit, but let me show you the rest of the Valentine's decor, and then I'll show you the cat stuff. All right, we didn't do too much, but I got this little filler pack at Aldi for like $5. I tried not to buy too much Valentine stuff. This is a look, Goodwill sticker still on, ghetto. If you guys do not look for candles at Goodwill, what are you doing with your life? Such a good deal. I think this was $4 for a huge candle like that. Okay, I have my Valentine's. This is Rifle Paper Co. that I bought last year for $1 bajillion dollars. And my other ones are being washed right now. And then we bought this little felt wool cat from Home Goods this year. And then I just painted this little thrifted wood mushroom container. That's what we got going on there. Nothing super fancy. I brought the Love neon back out. That's pink. I hung the red Dollar Tree lights here. This is a vintage coffee cup or an espresso cup that I found for like a couple bucks. This was from Home Goods last year. This was on clearance from Home Goods this year for $3. This is actually a Christmas thing from Home Goods. This is a thrifted teapot. Oh, so cute. You could also do milk in it. Anyway, super cool tip is I got some of the plastic cheap placemats and made it into our coffee bar because we don't have space for a real coffee bar separate from our traditional countertop. So we just made this corner little Valentine's-esque for the season. And I like it because I can be seasonal. I like to do seasonal stuff. I don't really like a lot of stuff on my countertops, but you know, we use this every day. So like, it's so silly to put it away. We really don't have too much other stuff. Like that's the pet area, paper towels, and then utensils and stuff. So we just like to keep out toothpicks and then our butters in there because we're a little hood. So this little display is very simple. These I got from, I like these little duos from Target. Just put some faux florals in a little wooden vase, just a couple candles, a little bit of greenery, and then a cute little wool felted garland. Nothing fancy. Wanted to keep it a little bit more simple, but just a little bit of color. And then we did do another one. This was made last year. And then I just have some faux florals here and another greenery, no lights or anything. This teal looks really, really good because everything that I put on top of it is a great complementary color to the teal, so it's hard to want to get rid of that. It is a little childlike. I just don't care. I really am enjoying the whimsy even more this year than last year, so we're just sticking with it. Speaking of whimsy, got this little guy from Dollar Tree, and then we have this little setup here. This is a sculpture I had in another part of the house. This is the rest of the filler, a little brass vintage swan with some dried florals, and then just some pretty twinkle lights, but nothing really fancy. Like I said, this is probably the biggest color other than the tablecloth. And I made Freddie buy this from Dollar General for me because I love snails. I just cut this from a strong gift bag to put on top of a placemat, and then this is like a $3 tablecloth from Walmart. So, you know, decorating doesn't have to be super expensive, and it can be very festive, even on a budget. All right, so that was all the Valentine decor. I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so I have a whole nother video redoing my friend's bedroom. It's a slow roll. We're taking our time finding all the pieces because we want to do it intentionally and for not $1 million. So I found this in the corner, like right when you open the door to the right, in this little corner by the window. We're gonna put a chair, a lamp, and a little table. I bought this lamp from the thrift store for $8 or $9. It did not come with a shade, so I have 2 shades to try, and I want you guys to help me pick one. Okay, so here's the lamp. It was $8.99, and I wanted to check out which one works best. So I don't have one that connects to these, so we're just gonna have to see what happens. So we have this one, kind of a mix between like a modern vintage style. This one a lot more modern and a lot smaller. They were both about $3-4. So this one also has the light bulb thing at the top. This one has it way at the bottom. So we're gonna see what's up. Oh no. Oh, well, let's actually, I think I like that look a lot. I just don't know. I feel like we need the side thingies. I don't know how to figure that out. We might need somebody to help with that. Okay, and then we have this one, but it sits a lot higher because of where the thingy's located. But I also think that this is a little too small. Don't you guys think it's a little too small? I don't know, maybe neither one of them. I don't know, we're gonna have to see. Let me know what your vote is below. I like the shape and size of this best, but I'm not sure like how it's gonna rest properly without the little side pieces, so. Okay, the last thing I was gonna show you guys is so we got a new glass piece cut in our back door to let the pets out instead of our side window in our spare bedroom, because when we do have people over, it becomes a nuisance, right? So this way they can close their door, the pets don't need to come in. So this is the back one, and I'll show you where that's gonna go. I just stained it and sealed it, and now Freddie is going to put some sort of turf on it or something so that they don't slip when they jump on it, because you'll see when you see the door, there's like a little step up, and then he's gonna have to put the little rubber things at the bottom so that it doesn't wiggle. So we have to do that tonight, and I'll show you the other piece. All right, so this is that new piece that we got cut out, and so it is a little bit above the regular floor, so they can't just jump through. They're all kind of small, well, small but chubby. So I did the same thing here, stained it, sealed it for weatherproofing, and then we got a removable, washable $7 rug for Five Below, and Freddie, because he can wrap really well, just stapled it on. And then the one I showed you in the garage is gonna go outside where these are right now, and so we want to put turf on them so that it looks nice and they don't, slip all over the place, and then we can take these cinder blocks out instead. So the last thing I have to do today is that, but we can't do that till Freddie gets home, because I'll show you what that looks like at the end. The last thing I have to do today is wrap up this. I just sold this from my vintage store, and so I'm gonna wrap this up and get it in the pickup bin because she has paid already. Thank you, Jesus. So I just wrapped up the Facebook Marketplace purchase, which is where I sell the most of my things, and I have this little pickup bin that also is an animal house for when it's really cold. So little tip there, there's a little blanket in there, so it keeps, like, you can't see the bag that is out, it just looks like a pet home, so they can come pick this up after they pay.
Wise and extremely well qualified and informed friend of the show.
It's perfect, cute. New and improved. And Noodle just used it. It was easy, right, Bubby?
The little figurine things, so hopefully it won't be as expensive as some do.
So not a totally exciting vlog, but I wanted to update you on some things that were going on around the house, things that we're trying to update, get done, where I've been in the month of January. Anyway, Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for some more fun videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.